Howdy folks, my name is Lance Elliott and welcome back to Let's Play Major Minor Complete Edition. Alright, let's see if we'll ever get to make a decision here. Except this says pretending their private conversation, it sounds like it's not us, so... You know. Remember, Max. If you win, you can undo all the damage if you're not on your own. Not actually down for killing, you're just playing a part, fooling them. Take deep concentrated breaths, don't let the anxiety overtake you, none of this will be permanent, you can bring them back, even her. Tokyo, huh? Can't say I've ever been there, aside from Africa, I stayed in America. Another person of interest will arrive too, they're secondary to your objective, you must ensure that they stay alive. Everyone else in the tour must die. Everyone? How many of them are there? I'll give you a list, however you have to wait before acting, the game doesn't start until the bell tolls. What exactly is the bell? The death of place, of course. Let me explain this in an easier manner. As I said, there's a special guest. I have to keep my eyes on them as well, so your test is happening close by. Other people are competing with you, Max. We need one large event to start this, something that everyone will know of. Think of nothing more fitting, the death of their figurehead star. I see. Give you a specific date and time. It'll be up to you to kill him then. After that, you have 24 hours. Alright, that makes perfect sense. Kill Clace and then the others. You have 24 hours from that point. Yes, but you'll have time to practice, lots of time to start setting things up too. You can use your company as cover. Practice murder? Yes, have the perfect opportunity. I can give you free reign of Tokyo's people, but this is under one condition. The death must happen exactly at midnight. Seems rather specific. It benefits another venture of mine. I can't say much more than that, Max. I understand. This is an all-or-nothing game. If anyone is left alive, you lose. You lose! Good day, sir. You must deliver death to all of them. Until you can kill Clace, you can practice that and formulate your entire plan. You have a world tour to infiltrate. But the power to stop time, I don't see this as much of an issue. Looking forward to your results. Let's make sure that the VIP stays alive. They are present, but not on the list. You can't afford to be reckless, Max. I'm certain that you won't disappoint, especially given this generous time frame. I hope to see you stand in my place. ... I'll do my best. So about this list. Of course, take notes on your phone. You'll be using it a lot from now on. Just freaking saved. Maybe 5 seconds ago. Please, I wish to play the game. That was promised a dating simulator. I haven't done a single date. This week of tours... Of course, we probably don't want to, because all the affection meters on the save page are just all the male characters. Sorry. Thanks for working with my schedule. I know you're quite eager, Max. It's nice to finally meet you. Yes, of course, this is important to me. I ensured that my schedule was wide open. I didn't want any conflicts regarding time. Glad it all worked out, so may I ask what you wanted to say? I've never worked with someone so set on a meeting. Must be very passionate about this. I guess you can use that word. Your employees call it stubborn. You must mean Rook. I assure you he's harmless. You'll see him if you return to him in person. He can be very rude in his emails, but honestly, that's what I need. He's succinct and on the ball. He weeds out those who would waste my time. He doesn't damage our public image. I'd say it's a win-win scenario, Max. You can see how he'd scare people away. You're lucky to have a man like him. Let's just hope he stays with the team. I read about his work in the past, how he ran away from the maid cafe. Hope he's as reliable as you say. I think I missed something there. Surprised you're able to learn that. He's usually very secretive about his past. I've seen him take down entire websites. I have my ways. I'm sure, but let's be more open. You know, it's come to our talk about Rook. What are you after, Miss Armstrong? Say it like that, Singe. It makes me sound shallow. I want to protect your workforce. Our catalog grows even larger. I'm sure we can find something you would like. Can't put a price on your loved ones. ... Oh, so this is a sale pitch after all. I'm sorry, Max. I don't have time for this. Very busy man. Places to be. Let's not jump to conclusions. Sales pitch means you're able to decline. This implies it implies you have a choice in the matter. Excuse me? Or I have my men aiming at arming the building. They'll be finished in a couple of hours. What? Don't worry about it, Singe. We're usually using largely non-lethal methods, you know, chemical dispersion and stuff. There'll only be a couple explosives. Sorry I had to take the initiative. That's how you build an empire, Singe. Have your men back off immediately, Max. We're in a foreign country. We don't have permits or permission. Already taken care of, Singe. You seem to underestimate me. Dot dot dot. Want no part in this. I'm uncomfortable housing weapons. You were the one who did it earlier, and you yelled at Acheron for trying to stop you from getting the weapons. I don't own this place. Please stop. I won't hesitate to call the police. I don't want to escalate this, Max. Back away from this peacefully. You're right. You don't own this place. Just a couple weeks ago, I bought it. It's the property of Armstrong Incorporated. As of this moment, you're a trespasser in clear violation of the law, Singe. How would that look on your record? You're bribing me? No, I haven't gotten to that part yet, Singe. If you don't let us arm this place, I'll have you charged for trespassing. But if I paid for a lease, that's not how it works, Max. I'm legally in binding contract. Any contract can be bought out. You just need the right amount of cash. It turns out I have a limitless supply. You still wish to contest this? Yes, I do. I was hoping it wouldn't come to that. Max reaches into her pocket and takes out a photograph. Look at this. How did you get that? I kept it in my pocket at all times. I don't know what you're dealing with. Forces beyond your control are at play. You need to let me do this and now. The person in this photograph, they mean the world to you. Yes. So if the law won't make you cave, then I have to get a little bit more personal. You'll lose somebody dear to you instead. I kind of don't get what's going on here, because he said he wanted this place armed. Dot dot dot, by the way. I demand your full cooperation, Singe, or else I'll take things in my own hands, and doing so, take your world away. Rips the photograph in half. No! Dot dot. Who are you? Dot dot dot. No one important, at least not yet. Alright, went through your phone, I got your number and a few others. Expect me to be in touch. Seems this tour may start with a bang. Feel like maybe some of the stuff we've seen before was like new stuff and that was like old, and there's like, I don't get it. What did I miss? It's always one thing after another. I swear I won't get a break until I die. Press conference was just the start. People have been begging for interviews. I guess I can try to find the time for them. We'll have to focus on the big outlets, the ones that can spread the word farther. No offense to the little guys, of course. Free advertising, improve public image. The world has to know that we're okay. I'll start by making a... Hello, Rook. Claire, what are you doing here? I came here to see the conference. I heard about Clayson stuff. I wanted to see what was going on. Claire shuffles awkwardly in place. Rook types on his tablet at a frantic pace. They both seem apprehensive. It's definitely something, wasn't it? Singe hasn't been himself lately. I noticed a change in his mindset. I have to talk some sense into him yet. You shouldn't be here. All civilians were apparently escorted out. Just stating the facts, it's not that I'm unhappy to see you again, so how's business at the cafe? Better than ever. Things have been great. Not to say it's better without you, it's just, well, things are alright. I'm glad to hear that. I hope you put my check to good use. Yes, of course, we were bankrupt. You sent it at a perfect time, Rook. It was just about to shut the doors for good. Your check saved the business, but it also showed that you still cared. Guess that's why I came here. You're still in my thoughts, too. But perfect timing. I heard you were going through some trouble. I didn't know it was that bad, Claire. It was the least I could do. I mean, I put you through so much, I just ran away like a coward. It's okay, Rook. I know you had your reasons. Had you been able to move on? Dot dot dot, by the way. In a way. Stares at the screen of his tablet. I'm glad to hear. I needed to know how you were holding up. I mean, since Clay's passed on, I didn't want you to react the same way. I was able to bounce back, but Singe, I'm not sure how he can handle it. It's okay, Claire, I'm fine. The death of Clay was very unfortunate, but we're never really that close. Not as close as I was to him. This won't affect me the same way, Claire. I'll push for something. I'll push through for Singe and Jade. Yeah, for Jade, you've gotten quite close to her, right? Yeah, we're definitely close. We spend almost every waking hour together. Singe always has stuff for us to do. It's a lot harder to work than a maid cafe. That I can say for sure, but it's more rewarding when we finish. I have to push myself. I end up growing. Perhaps that's why I'm not taking up this as hard as I was the last time. I'm stronger. Yeah, it seems that way. I wish you were like this back at the cafe. It was so much fun to work with you, Rook. With this newfound strength, it's changed your personality, too. I'd say that again. I don't think I'd be a good host anymore. Think about it sometimes and laugh. But people change, it's unavoidable. I think I found my calling here. Glad you're doing well for yourself. Actually, I'm glad we both are. Seeing those contest winners enter the cafe, it was just shot me back to the past, like I relived every moment of our career. And every moment after. In fact, I really embarrassed myself. It's not often I cry out in the open. I'm sorry, that wasn't my intention. I just wanted to show them a good time. It came to mind when I thought of that. It's fine, trust me. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be here. I'm thankful that we got to meet again. I'm thinking to myself, what now? What do you mean? I don't know what I expect to happen, Max. I didn't even picture getting this far. Perhaps nothing needs to happen. I mean, you're doing well on your own. I am too. Maybe that's closure enough. I suppose you're right, Rook. I know that you're holding up alright. It won't keep me up at night anymore. But what if I don't want this closure? What do you mean? You keep in touch with me? I'm not asking you to come back to work, but I would love to become friends again. Feel free to say no if you like. I'm not trying to recreate what we had. Because we're both different people, but... Better calm down. The answer is yes. Oh, that's nice. Save your game. Yes. I haven't made a decision. Okay. Oh, my butt. There we go. It's finally us. When I arrive in the office, they stare at me intently. I quickly apologize for any tiredness I've displayed. Explained to Akron, held me up in order to chat. Just seems to be enough to sate their curiosity. No worries, we had no schedule. Besides, Killa kept me company. We had quite a lot to chat about. Yeah, Singe is really cool. He's smart and well-spoken. I could learn a lot from him. You flatter me, Killa, but please have a seat. There's much to discuss. The dude is instructed and sit beside Killa. I expected the same atmosphere in the room to be happy, but for some reason I feel a sense of dread. Singe also looks like he's at his wit's end. At the press conference, he seemed cold, calm, and carefree, but that must have been an act for the public. I have to wonder if this is how he truly feels. I want to start by thanking you both. Your dedication has been unmatched. The contest was a massive success. To that end, I have a present for you. I wanted to give it to you much earlier. Just give me a moment to get them, alright? Several $1 million checks, please. Wilson closes his drawers, looking for something. After a few moments, he smiles and lets out a sigh. That's weird. When did he talk to Max then? Because we were on our way to the office, and we had like 20 cutscenes, and he talked to Max, but he was already talking to Killa, and they're still here talking to Killa. I feel like that was almost like left in or something. That was taken out. I know you had to give away the cans, the ones that won your spot, I mean. To be honest, I found that silly. I decided to have some replicas made, something you can keep as a souvenir. They're exactly the same as you knew. Yes, I'm a man of sentiment. Clearly the contest meant a lot to you, so I thought this would be a nice gift. Place the 2 cans of Pop Star on the desk. Me and Killa exchange glances with one another. Wow, Singe, that's really options. I was sad I had to give mine away, but now everything is a-okay. Didn't care that much. I guess this might be worth a lot on eBay. Killa happily grabs his can and places it beside his pocket. I'm sure it was interesting. I didn't expect it. The can on the desk reminds me of those simpler times. It was an exact replica of the one that got me here. Now it seems a little different though, doesn't it? After all that happened, was it really so prestigious? Seems like it won us lots of pain and suffering. I hope to myself things would resolve happily. Still, I don't seem rude. I accept the offering. I rest it in my lap, noticing that it's full. I'm assuming Singe wants it to stay that way. I had to guard these cans with my life. I didn't want them to get stolen or leaked. There could be more than 2 winners. This is a personal present for myself. Please treat them with love and care. That said, we have to move on. A lot has happened since we arrived here, especially since the 2 of you arrived. Sorry that it's come to this, but I no longer feel safe keeping you here. I've arranged for transport. Tomorrow you'll both be taken home. I'm afraid the contest has been cancelled. Fame and fortune. Could you imagine... ... by the way, and also ... by the way. Can you imagine winning the lottery and then them saying, sorry, it's cancelled? Trust me, it's not what I want to hear. I truly wish I had better news, but we have to move on from this. You 2 are exempt from my previous rule. Having to stay inside the building, you're both free, but that's not all. Both for receiving compensation. Okay, there we go. We have a lot of money set aside for you 2. Instead, we'll just be giving it to you. There we go, okay. You're getting a check before you leave. About 100,000. That's it. As popular as they said Clace was, is $100,000. I mean, it's good money, but they made it out like Clace was like the world's first trillionaire. ... Exclamation point. The flight home will be tomorrow. I hope that we can be mature here. Will you agree to these terms? I will. Not an acceptance. I can't exactly say no, but I knew I still needed Terra, so I'd have to play the rest of this by ear. Money isn't much when worlds are at stake. We still don't even really know what our power is, so I'm not really sure why our character cares that much about Terra, to be honest with you. You didn't really get to know people that well. Singe reaches into his pocket and pulls out 2 cards. Interesting, they seem to be credit cards. There's one for each of you. They have a few $1,000s on them. It will help until you cash the check. My own personal money to another gift directly from me. There are lots of menus on site. I trust you'll enjoy your final day. Your flight will leave by noon. Meet me at the lobby at 7 o'clock. 7. 7's when they said they were going to kill Rook. Healer grabs one of the cards and puts it in his pocket. I follow suit and do the same thing. This is eerie, as if I wasn't expecting... Almost like this wasn't happening. It was surreal. An end of the era, it feels like. Everything we both wanted taken away from us, but I can't give up. There's still lots of... Oops. I pressed space bar too quick. Then Singe's phone rings. He puts a finger up, warning us to wait for a moment. Yes, Singe speaking. I see. Are you certain? I understand. Please call for help. Singe hangs up his phone. He slumps down in his chair with a huge sigh. What happened? Who is that? Afraid I have some bad news. A corpse was found on the premises. It's in the backstage area, to be precise. Backstage? That's not where Rook was going to be. Are you serious? This places both hands over his face. He continues to speak, but it's muffled. It's unclear what emotion is worn underneath. It's rocker or guitarist. Oh, no. Oh, gee. In a much earlier time. Still didn't make a decision. I guess that's all I needed to say. The list of these people in Lance Elliott, not to mention the power I've given you. Any questions before I send you back? Remember, this may be your only chance. I don't want you leaving with any regrets. Acheron. None at all. It was very clear. Might be hard to find a way in. The tour already has a guard, you know. It shouldn't be an issue. After that, your opposition, their goal is to kill. Yours is to protect. What's he up to then? Oh, I guess he's just having fun. He's just being... Maybe he's a little crazy. Yeah.
Get what you fucking deserve!
He's just being the Joker, I guess. Again, it shouldn't be an issue. I've never failed any of my clients. I have no need to treat this differently. Well, then there is some leeway here. You just need to leave one person alive. Or your competition, or it's all or nothing. Interesting to see who wins, life and death fighting each other. Spot is as good as mine. I have no intention of ruining my record. I never let a client down before. Very well. I have one final request, however, regarding the one called Lance 090. What is it? I'm making up a big story, something about parallel worlds. They'll think they'll have a power. They tell you this, humor them. They mustn't know the truth of things. They're the key to my other venture. Very well. With that being said, are you ready for the games to begin? The eternal struggle of life and death, but this time we'll have a victor. Yes, I am. Good. One final thing. When you meet your opposition, I think you'll come to understand. There's no motivation like sibling rivalry. Related? Now we have some questions about how different species work in this universe. If different species can be from the same parents. Veloquiz kneels at an altar surrounded by silence. In a time of need, I fear I am alone. But who does a man such as me pray to? I already bear the burden of the world. And when the fate is now upon us, he grips the scepter in his hands, trembling softly. Monument to the dead is my only hope. Perhaps that is proof of my failure. But I know that we can find salvation, for nothing is below such a right. Not as long as they have the power, or if I have the strength to use it. Heh. The fate of the universe is now a gamble, and here I am, filled with doubt. When once I was so sure. However, it's not too late. They are coming with 1,000 furies, not furries. And they will seek only our destruction. Taking a deep breath, he stands. But as they say about desperate times, he aims to the sharp side of the scepter towards his body. Drives it through his chest. Ugh. Frightened scream, he loses his balance. Ugh. Grabbing onto a pew for allowance, he watches the floor become stained with his blood. He cries, "Terra, and for the immortal king." Chapter 6, Life and Death. Alright. Well, I haven't let us save yet, so we gotta get to a save point before we can end it. after it gave us like 10 saves in a row where we didn't do anything. Sit in silence for far too long. Singe rested his face in his hands in utter defeat. Kill and I exchanged glances, unsure of what to do. Was Rocker truly dead? And aligning perfectly with those mysterious texts? Wait, I have to use my big brain here. I should have said a friend of mine would have to die today. I can't say I'd consider Rocker a friend. We had next to no contact since I arrived. The only people I had real contact with, Killa and Rook, but they're safe and sound. Making eye contact with Killa and I shrug. Perhaps it's best for us to leave Singe alone. Perhaps leave this place altogether. We shouldn't wait until morning, not with danger like this working about. Especially not since we have those credit cards. Singe, are you okay? I'm conflicted. Rocker was a prodigy. This loss is so profound, not just for me and my endeavors, but for the music industry as a whole. He takes out his phone and starts texting. I must confer with Acheron, but I think we all know what this means, huh? The killer is among us. Among us! Ooh, ... This calls for a change of plans. The change? I need to work with Acheron. Together we can catch this killer. While on the other hand... Sorry, my voice is getting tired. I haven't talked this much in a long time. Your flight home has been bumped up. Ooh, that's that good question about how do you perceive time? When something is bumped up, does that mean it's sooner or does it mean it's later? Think about that. Make sure you're home later tonight. His interpretation is later. When I heard it, I thought forward. I'm sure you understand, Clace was not an isolated incident. This worst has come to pass. We're under attack, and I cannot risk you two as casualties. Why later, then? Shouldn't it be earlier? Yeah, I understand. Talk about worst case scenario. I wonder if this tour will even happen. So much has gone to waste, but for what purpose? Why did someone want to do this? Good question, actually. I did have a better grasp on things than he did. And someone was misusing their powers from the Ark. Why would that man give it to them in the first place? I assumed that he chose his specimens carefully. At least that's the impression he gave to me. I didn't think he'd choose someone so reckless. In fact, I thought I was the only one chosen. And do I really want to leave? I feel like I have a part to play in this mystery. For now, it seems like this ends tonight. And that's all the time I have before I'm sent home. That's a tall order. Catch for murder and save all of Terra in one night. I feel like I bit off more than I can chew. I haven't done anything. So what do we do in the meantime? I would suggest sticking together, at least be around those you trust. Shock and Rocker rarely parted ways. The killer must have been watching. They waited until Rocker was alone. Don't give them that chance. Afraid that's all the advice I have. Wait a minute. You're gonna make us stay here when there's a killer out and about? That's crazy. I thought maybe you'd make us wait for the airport or something, Singe, but keeping us in harm's way? That's a very pessimistic way of looking at things, Killa. You should rethink this. This is basically a hostage situation. Might as well have guns to our heads. What's the one thing you must never do when someone has a gun pointed to your head? Make sudden movements? Exactly. A rash action like that might provoke the assailant into taking rash actions of their own. We must remain here. It gets best if we let them assume their plan's coming to fruition. That way we can catch them to the off guard later. I'll discuss our best course of action with Acheron. If I'm not mistaken, this is far from his first brush with the killer, but as it stands, I think the best course of action is not to give off the impression that we fear the killer. That we're running. I guess that makes sense. I don't know. Truth be told, I don't know either, but Acheron will. If the plan changes, I'll let you know. You got Singe's contact information. Alright. Singe leans back in his chair with a sigh. At first, I thought I was responsible for Clace's death, that maybe allowing him to leave this place put him in danger, but now I know we've been targeted. Honestly, I think that Clace would have been attacked no matter where he was. I don't know if that's scary or if it's reassuring, but now the burden of responsibility is one easily discarded. Feels as if my mind has become more clear. I'll use this newfound resolve to find and restrain the killer and give them justice. Acheron and myself will do it swiftly. Slams his fist down on the table. You're free to go. Please heed the advice I gave earlier, and I will be in contact about your flight. I can understand where he's coming from. Guilt can be a devastating force. To be free from it is truly liberating, especially if it wasn't your fault. And so 90, you can go. I need to have a few words with Singe. I'll run into you later, I'm sure. I thought we weren't supposed to split up, though. Guilt reclines in his chair, clearly displaying that he's not leaving. Very well. Be safe, Lance on 90. I nod. This was a lot to process. I guess we expect to act like rats in a cage. Moving as the mastermind interprets. Hopefully none of us rattle that cage. Yes, I'd like to save because my voice is almost gone. I can feel it slipping. We're going to save a new slot even though we haven't made any decisions because it's been a long time. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, remember to hit the like button, keep the conversation going in the comments, and subscribe if you want to see more. Until next time, hope you have a good day.